And we are live. Ah, is that a song?
Has
Holy,
time times. We talk about movies and things and
whoa,
shows and
lagging. Nathan, you're
things.
lagging. Nathan.
Am I?
Yeah, laggy
You
Nathan.
agree with it?
Uh, I don't know. I don't,
Yeah.
it's we're live. It's too late. Just okay. You're frozen. Okay. As long as your voice doesn't lag that bad. Yeah, we'll
All
just.
right.
I'll
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 start
be
with
the
this
only
topic. I
one.
can go later.
Okay.
All right. What are we
Um.
talking about today, Steven?
The Amazing Spider-Man Duology. It's supposed to be a
Yeah,
trilogy, but it's
it
um
should be a trilogy.
no, no, well,
I did not remember these that well
yeah,
until we rewatched them. I just remember them being really, really bad. And I was pleasantly surprised by one of them,
yep,
but not the
I,
other.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
so I don't know. Here, let me try turning him on. Is it really bad still? Laggy?
No, yeah, you're fine.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know. General thoughts just on the duology. You can start.
Um, I mean, better than I expected. Like
Yeah.
just just off of the one carrying the other, but it's not as bad as. Well, I don't want to say not as bad as the Raimi trilogy because the Raimi trilogy is entertaining, but um, yeah, like overall as a movie, it's structured a lot better. I mean, the first Raimi movie is actually pretty good. Like looking back on it, it's not that
Yeah.
bad of a
The second
movie.
one isn't even awful. They're none of them are like
Well,
terrible.
the second one's pretty bad. It's pretty boring.
It's just boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a story, it's fine. On paper, those are yeah. The duology. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting because the first one's not bad because it's a well, we'll talk about it more in depth, but it's literally just a rehash of the first one, like the Raimi one. So
Yeah.
hard to mess that up. But anyway, so that one I thought I was surprised by it. And the second one, I thought it was really bizarre because the complaint with the Spider-Man 3 that ended the Raimi trilogy or the Raimi series, I guess, made a trilogy was there were too much like they're trying to cram too much into it. They
Yeah.
did the same exact thing with this Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I
They
was
did it
really confused.
worse
I
somehow.
know, and it's like I don't know how you do this, and it's Sony again. Like I don't know how they did that twice.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Well,
terrible.
Spider-Man 3 in the
Yeah.
MCU.
Oh gosh. Oh
Repeating.
my gosh. I'm not realizing the pattern. I hope they don't continue the record.
Yeah, you'll be happy.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I guess just like let's dive into the movie, the first one.
I'm adjusting my lighting.
Whoa, you're dark.
All right.
Weird.
Yeah, first one. So
Um,
we'll say.
overall,
Do you want to talk about Spider-Man first, just Andrew Garfield? We'll do that before we go into the
yeah,
movie.
okay, sure. He's like, I mean, it's probably like one of my least favorite parts of the movie is him as Spider-Man. It's just because like these movies are not Spider-Man movies, like at
Exactly.
all.
And
Like they focus, like Tom Holland. It's still like it's not a Spider-Man. I don't know. It's just they
I know what
don't
you're
do it
saying.
way
I know what you're
better,
saying.
way
These,
better.
yeah, these you treat them like a summer. Like I kept saying, like a summer high school movie, like just to enjoy and like go into the theater, eat popcorn, and come out. But then you're right. Like the MCU, both Homecoming and Far From Home are both like high school teen comedy movies, but at the same time, they
They
are
have
still Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
stories that
Yeah, I
understand the
don't know.
character. I don't know, and
It's
like
just like they focus more on Peter Parker.
exactly, yeah. And I
But
mean,
like
Andrew
this one,
Garfield's not he's not doing a bad job, but he's not doing anything spectacular. It's
yeah,
forgettable. It's not terrible. It's forgettable. I
yeah,
know people disagree and say he's awful, but he's like fine. He serviced the plot. I just
yeah. Well, the people who say that he's the best Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure I like think he's the worst
yeah.
Spider-Man. He just
I,
makes me
I mean,
mad.
nobody at least nobody argues he's a better Peter than anyone. But then his Spider-Man is nothing special to me, really.
Yeah, like
I
I like
honestly
him
feel
better as
like it doesn't
Peter.
focus on his Spider-Man that much. I feel like we
That's
barely
true.
get to
But
see
like
the
the
actual.
moments you do see, it's just like angering.
Yeah, I know. Like the stuff we do see is just it's weird. Yeah, but anyway, we'll just dive into the movie. But yeah, my thoughts on Andrew Garfield. He's fine. He's not as good as either of them, honestly. Like I think I like Toby better. And that's like I don't love Toby, and I just
It's always funny.
I honestly don't know who I like between Andrew and Toby. They're so different. Tom Holland's just the best Spider-Man and
Way better.
Peter
It's
Parker. It's I don't the complaints against him are just so minor compared to like the gaping flaws in these other two.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason people say that Toby's the best Peter Parker and then Andrew is the best Spider-Man is because Andrew Garfield does not feel like Peter Parker because he's just like he doesn't even look like
Yeah, and
Peter
not
Parker
even
is
like
supposed to be like this like nerd in high school.
Yeah.
He's like unpopular, but like he's like I don't know. It's just he
Not
doesn't
even
fit that.
not even that he's like seems like a cool kid. He just he suffers from not being relatable. Like
Yeah,
the thing that's so great about Tom Holland, I don't think Toby does a great job, but like I feel like he's a dork. But like it's just you need to be able to relate, especially since they're going for the teen comedy type thing. And that's why I'll talk about it later in Spider-Man 1. Like that's why I personally believe that the Gwen and Peter stuff's the best. I don't know if that's because I'm dating someone now, but I just found that the most relatable
funny,
and
dude. Oh
interesting.
my gosh.
It,
Well,
it's it's really cringy at times, but like I prefer it over the actual Spider-Man stuff,
yeah.
and that's probably not good.
Well, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, it's like he's smart, but he's like a loner. Like it's not even like he's like alone,
Yeah,
um, based off of like social status. I like
by
but
himself.
it's just like he wants to be alone. It's like weird. That's what it feels like, at least. I don't
That's
know.
what I think. I mean, okay, they try in the second one to have Harry, but like at least in the Raimi trilogy, they had Harry Osborn, and you like bought their friendship. But that's what the MCU does so well. It's like to have Peter have like it's such a good idea, and I don't know why the other two
Yeah,
hadn't done it.
I
To
have
have
no
like
idea.
a right hand man to Peter, it's
That
it's
is,
such a
yeah, it
good
fits
idea,
perfectly. Yeah,
and it like it's someone to bounce thoughts off of because you don't just see them talking to themselves or delivering information off web searches. Like
yeah.
Peter will express what's in his mind by talking to his friend that you know he trusts. Like we'll get in. Let's just talk about Spider-Man. Let's just get into Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay. Um. Overall, like it's like a pretty good
It's
movie.
not
Don't
bad.
consider it a
It's not bad.
Spider-Man movie. Like
Yeah,
you have to
don't look at it as a
ignore
Spider-Man movie, and you will like
because
it.
it's not a good Spider-Man movie. It's just a
But
good overall action
there's
movie. Like
not
it's
that much
weird.
Spider-Man anyway. Like it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I felt like I was barely watching Spider-Man stuff.
Because they
I don't know.
focus on like these random, well, at least in the second one, like the main plot is his parents.
I know. I
Like
mean, the
that's
first
not
one
even
they hinted
related.
at
But
it.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this one it's just like who's it? Lizard? Lizard doesn't come in like
You
become
don't see the
Lizard
lizard till
until
past an
like an
hour.
hour or so. Like it's like a long time. Because I remember thinking like we're spending a lot of time with just Andrew Garfield, just like
I
him and
saw
doing things.
this the guy I watch on YouTube, Ben Wyatt, as a con. He like the first like confrontation in the sewer isn't like doesn't count as a fight. That was like 50 minutes, and so the first like actual fight, which is the school fight or whatever,
Yeah,
it takes place in like an hour and 15 to 20. It was something like that. Like that's a long
a
time to
long
go.
time.
Like I know we're not craving action, but the story isn't exactly intriguing on its own.
Yeah.
It's a Spider-Man movie, so you would think.
Like this
I
is
don't
why I think like Toby's, at least the first one, is better because like it the pacing is really well
know, so
done in
fast,
this movie.
but like in a good way. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
like
consistent.
you see Green Goblin like become Green
Yeah,
Goblin right away. Like
it's like
as
parallel almost to Peter.
yeah,
Like you see them become who they
they
are.
they like their origin stories happen at the same time.
Yeah, which is a good idea because
Yeah, it's just like a simple idea that
it
works
bounces
really
back and
well.
forth, and then you see Dr. Connors, and all of a sudden he's the lizard. Like he just becomes it kind of because his thing goes wrong.
Yeah,
Weird.
and he's just like a not a good
Yeah,
villain.
I don't even like. I don't even nitpick these like MCU villains, and but like I don't even think about this villain. Like the fact that like him
Just you
using
don't
lizard
see
stuff
him
turns him
that
into a
much.
massive lizard.
Yeah,
You just I just think of him as a movie villain. Like I don't actually judge him that hard.
I don't
He's,
know. I mean,
he's not.
I feel like he doesn't get enough screen time in the movie.
Yeah, he could have been more fleshed out for sure. He's
Yeah,
not bad, but he doesn't have enough going for him.
yeah. It's
Well, he's
just a
bad, but like
weird,
he's not horrific.
weird
He's not
thing.
as bad as the 2002. Yeah. No, so I want to talk like we'll talk about more in the second one, but like Peter Parker's parents, I don't really know if that's a comic storyline or not, but for sure in the movies we've never explored it, and it's just not that interesting. I just don't care.
Yeah, it's because
Like
like
I
you don't get to know them. They don't really do anything for Peter. Like that's why Uncle Ben is so much better because Uncle
yeah, and
Ben
I
is supposed to be like this role model. And in both movies, they do the exact same thing. They have Peter Parker get mad at Uncle Ben for something, and then they pretty much directly lead to his death by doing something. Like Toby, whatever. What did he even do? He just like let that
Toby,
one guy go, and then he killed Uncle Ben.
yeah,
And then Andrew Garfield let the one guy like rob the store or something. Yeah, right.
definitely. It's literally the same thing. Yeah, I'm not thinking
It's
about it.
like it's really similar. And like, yeah,
But and I don't know. Like I was gonna say, like Uncle Ben, it would it would be different if like they removed like they put the parents in for the sole purpose of shifting like the priority away from Aunt May and Uncle Ben, you know? But they still
Mhm.
keep showing up like we're supposed to care about them. Because, you know, the
Yeah.
Raimi trilogy obviously focused on Uncle Ben and Aunt May, and they're like classic. But like, say they wanted to do the parents, it's like if you're gonna do the parents, maybe lessen the role of Aunt May and Uncle Ben because they're trying to toggle both of them. Then when Uncle Ben dies, they're asking me to care, and it's like I haven't seen any of their relationship besides them like in the basement fixing a leaky faucet. Like I just didn't care. And I know that sounds awful because his uncle died, but like I
Yeah.
felt nothing at all.
I felt a little more than I did in Toby one. Like I
The only
felt
reason,
like
yeah,
side
the only
characters in this movie were better than Toby's. Like I liked like a couple of them.
yeah,
Like Aunt May, she's a good Aunt May. Like pretty solid.
she's
Doesn't
fine.
get
She's just
mad.
worried kind of all the
It's just
time.
like
But the other,
comparing
yeah,
it to the
for
Toby
sure.
one, it's just like what are we doing here?
Yeah, she's like she's not even like mediocre in the ring. She's dislikable. Like they made
Yeah.
her
No, yeah,
evil.
like you don't like her.
Weird. It's such a Aunt May. I don't understand.
And then like
But
comparing Gwen Stacy to MJ, like
yeah, I know.
God.
Gwen is so much like I know. There's you could complain about Gwen all you want, but MJ in the originals or the Raimi is so bad. I hate MJ
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I like Gwen, but like her on the screen, I still stand by that. Every time she's like on the screen, it's just so much more interesting than Peter running around on his own.
No, she's like by far the best actor.
Actress, yeah, like
Yeah,
she's
or
doing a good
actress.
job
Yeah.
with what she's given.
Yeah.
And I know like it looks like they're improving their lines and their conversations are awkward and like not real romance, but like it's their chemistry is honestly the best part. I know that sounds
Yeah.
sad to say, but like they have the best chemistry by a long shot
Yeah.
between any of them. They
But
were dating, which makes sense, but
yeah. It's so
it's
weird.
so
They're
uncomfortable though at times.
it's
I know.
dude, the one like I knew Cosmo was making fun of it. He showed a couple clips, and then you see the one scene where they literally don't even say words
On the
like, at
rooftop?
all. No one talks like that.
Yeah.
No one's like, well, yeah, we're gonna go do the thing, and then and and then
Oh, when
and
he asked
yeah,
her out. No,
yeah,
that one on top, and they did it later on the rooftop when he was about to tell her Spider-Man. He's like, no, 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 okay, 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 okay. He
oh
did it
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
It's like it's so bizarre. I don't know, like I don't know if they're telling him to do that or if that's Andrew's way of
I
like
don't
showing
know.
the
It's
awkward
supposed
Peter
to be like
side.
quirky. I don't even understand. It's like a
I don't know.
weird way to talk to a person.
Anyway, okay. So I heard Cosmo make a comment about like Andrew Garfield. Like the bad thing about his motivation is it's solely based on revenge for Uncle
Yeah,
Ben's death.
dude,
But
he's
the
like
Raimi
dark.
trilogy did the same thing. I thought
I
like
know.
this one's darker, but Peter's motivations the last one were the same, and he basically inadvertently killed him, like
Yeah,
pretty much murdered him.
yeah, yeah. I know. It's
But this
you
one,
just
dude,
like learn to ignore that part.
yeah, I know. This one is like he goes around, yeah, and like
He's a he's like insane.
he's literally a
In the
criminal
one
because
scene,
he's not fighting crime. He's trying to kill them. Why does
yeah,
he decide to fight crime? By the way, I don't actually understand what motivates that.
he he's like well, he's looking for Uncle. It's literally the same thing. It's the exact same.
You know,
Well,
but there's no moral moment where it's like yeah, like he's just searching for his uncle's killer the whole time,
yeah,
and then eventually he just drops it randomly, and like we the
yeah,
audience are
yeah.
expecting him to become Spider-Man, but like
He
there's
never
no
really does.
motivation for him to
There's
become.
no well, there's no like turn.
Yeah,
Like
like he
anything.
just goes
I'm
from
pretty
that.
sure that Toby's did or Toby's movie
Yeah,
like
I
had
don't
a
remember when
turn.
Toby decided.
Well, he like I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know, but it's like it's his, especially because the costume. I know this
Dude,
costume gets a lot
the
of hate.
treatment on that
Like
face
the
is
first
so.
one. Yeah, and it's like the weird color of the eyes. It's like yellow, and then there's a one scene where he's like basically like harassing a dude.
Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, but I
I
didn't.
it's not. It's so
No, but like
weird.
it goes from like not funny jokes to like terrifying. He's like stand still, and he like looks at him
Yeah,
like,
there's that one
and the
shot.
music
Oh
like
my
goes to a
god.
high pitch. I was like, what? This is
It's
weird.
yeah, it's like
And then he
terrifying.
comes off as a jerk because the cop show up. He's like, I did 80% of your job. That's what you were paying me. And he starts taking their guns. It's like, is this the guy I'm supposed to side with? It's just
It's yeah,
there's
that's
nothing I
really
can like rip on Andrew for the entire time. It's just choices that are like, why? It's weird.
yeah,
And it would be one thing if they're trying to make a difference, Spider-Man and Toby, but they're not. They're rehashing it almost completely.
yeah. And that's why I do not like Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. Is
Yeah,
because
he's just
he's
dislikable.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, at least in the first one, he's like a he's like insane. But
No,
then but he just constantly makes jokes like Tom Holland's jokes perfectly well placed. Like
yeah.
they're occasional, but they like fit his character
And they
and they
fit a
don't
team.
take
A real
away from the
teenager.
fight scene. But like when you're making jokes, like you have to like justify like the fire helmet. I mean, I guess in the second one, but the fire helmet, like where did he get that
Yeah.
exactly?
And he disappeared from the fight for like
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just weird stuff like that. Like it's not even nitpicky. It's just like reasonable logic and
Mhm.
whatever.
It
Oh,
happens
and
a lot more in the second movie, but
yeah, I know he does it. Well, I don't know why though, but anyway. And then this, I like Captain Stacy a lot too. He and Gwen are like the two best characters in my
yeah,
opinion.
I mean, you don't get to see any screen time with him, but he's like the best character.
He feels like a person as
I
well.
know.
And then like when they're at the dinner table and he like describes Spider-Man as that vigilante and stuff, I was like, that right there, yes, that's because
Dude,
that's
when
what I
Andrew
was thinking.
Garfield goes off on him, like what?
Yeah.
What
He's
do
like,
you?
I feel like he's trying to, dude. It's like okay, like this. I know it's a movie, but that's what the MCU nails. It's like a real teenager. You could be in that position because, like, say I was going
No
to
one would say
with
that.
a father, yeah, like if this girl he's had on his computer screen,
Oh god,
stalking
I
creepily. Like,
forgot about that
yeah,
part.
I know, but he's dreamed of this girl. He finally gets a date with her. And he starts fighting her dad on the vigilante
Yeah.
running the street. That's so
Okay.
weird. That's
I
so
w-
weird.
yeah, I want to touch on the Gwen when they meet because it doesn't make sense. So when they meet in the class, like when she's like, I don't even remember what she says, but that feels like the first time they're meeting, right?
They first meet because Flash punches Peter in the face, and then she
Yeah.
tells him, for safe.
Okay, but then you're supposed to believe that she was on the debate team with him,
And she didn't
and then
know.
they have a
Yeah, I
picture, and he's like had this picture, but it's never like established that this has been his crush,
this
really.
whole movie relies on your prior knowledge. Like we know he's going to become Spider-Man, so his turn, and then we know he and Gwen are like
Right.
that. That's what they do. It's lazy because like we obviously know it's
Yeah.
going to
It's just
happen,
like
but
you just have to accept it, even though it makes zero sense at all. And I don't know. It's so weird.
and then it's played off for romantic when Uncle Ben calls. He's like, "Oh, you're the one on the computer screen," and then there's like a minute
No.
of awkward dialogue. But anyway, like she's like attracted by it. Like I get why Peter would like Gwen because she's
Anakin
likable and
and
stuff,
Padme.
but like, why would Gwen in any way want to date Peter? I don't
Anakin and
understand that at all.
Anakin and Padme. He killed people, and she's like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
That
right there.
I
What's
want
up?
that.
Anyway, that's less offensive because this is Spider-Man, and that's more offending that they did that with my hero.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're like halfway through this movie
And
too,
then
talking about it.
yeah. So like what I don't remember. Like we just watched this movie. Like what
I
happens?
know.
What
So
takes
I just
place
remember
from
after the
him
dinner. So
fighting people to Lizard?
yeah, it like okay, after this so this whole time they've been cutting between like the lizard trying to heal himself and he's given a deadline. He's
Yeah.
trying to help Norman Osborn. They reference it, like the Indian guy comes and tells him he's like, "Oh,
Mm.
your deadline
Oh
is
yeah,
soon."
he's a character.
Whatever.
I forgot he's here.
He disappears by the way from the movie.
Gone.
I don't even know.
Yeah, he
But
doesn't matter.
he eventually injects himself and becomes a giant lizard creature for reasons I don't know still. And he like goes to the bridge to wreak havoc. He gets in a taxi, but then he wreaks havoc and he hangs these cars off the bridge. I don't know what his plan is exactly besides he's evil. I don't know because that was not his plan. Like, yeah, his plan was not to turn people into lizards. Yeah, he was just trying to kill people, I guess. So Spider-Man does that. He gives the kid the mask, and I kind of like that. That's
Yeah.
all
I
Peter
mean,
Parker.
it's a good moment.
Yeah,
Like
so
that. Yeah. He like that actually felt
that's
like
Peter Parker. I could see that happening, and like,
yeah.
but that's another thing. Peter, I feel like has his mask off a lot in these. I don't know if that's just me, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's pretty free with it because
Yeah.
he shows his powers to Gwen right away. Whatever. Then he takes it off for that kid. I know that kid's not going to tell everyone. He doesn't know. And then like later, Captain Stacy takes it off, obviously. But like they play the reveal so much that it like starts to lose. Like, oh my gosh, he just took off his mask in front of
Yeah.
that person. Like I
How
feel like
does
I've
no
seen it
one
4 times.
see him when he takes it off?
I
Or
don't know.
like
Yeah, I don't know.
they just all
I
happen
don't
to
know how he's
turn
fighting
around.
in the yeah, they just all have their eyes closed. I don't know,
Um,
but so he saves them. And that's like our first. I don't know what makes him want to do that though, because he went from hunting his uncle's killer to just
yeah,
like,
I
oh, I'm
don't
gonna save
remember
those people.
what was the turn, but then
There
he
wasn't one.
but then he
Like honestly, we just watched
Spider-Man
it, and I know
fight
that, like yeah.
for the city.
One of
And
my
he was in
I will
one of those searching montages.
I hate it. Like they did it in the second one
Oh.
even more, but in this
Yeah,
first
I know.
one, it's always on a Sony computer, and to deliver information, he goes through the Bing search engine and he just types in whatever he's looking
Such a
for.
lazy way to deal
It's so
exposition.
weird. It's so stupid because like he does that for I don't know what he does it for the first time, but I know he literally he finds out Dr. Connor's plan later because he has a vlog on his computer in his lab in the sewers, and he
He
presses the
watches like
space bar and it tells him his entire plan. It's like I don't
he watches like 5 videos that
yeah
just tell him like the plot. Like you can
like
do this once. That's a cool way to deal exposition once. You can't do it
even then it's not
every
even
major plot
yeah
point. Well, I mean, it's like showing, not telling, but you can't do it a lot, or else it just
Yeah,
gets
but because then it
repetitive.
becomes just telling and telling and telling.
Yeah,
One of my favorite scenes though is because I just think because I like Captain Stacy when Andrew Garfield's trying to tell I don't even call him Spider Man. He's trying to tell Captain Stacy about the lizard threat and Dr. Connors and stuff, and then Stacy's arguing with him and saying he's crazy. And after like Peter leaves, he tells the guys like, "Give me everything we have in Dr. Connors." I just like that because it showed like Gwen's his daughter, and he has like some sort of trust in her and like the fact that he's dating. I don't know. It seemed like even though he and Peter had fought on the one time they met, it kind of showed that he had trust for him. And I can only assume it's because he trusts his daughter who's dating him. I don't know. I like that
yeah.
scene.
I just realized that I didn't have it on gallery that whole time.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, I don't know if it'll like show in the recording.
No, that's fine.
Um, Whatever. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, that's whatever.
Um. So wait, what did you just say?
No, it's just I like the. It's just pretty much the Captain Stacy scenes are the best, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. There was something else I wanted to talk about that was just like I don't even remember. It was like something about lizard probably. What?
We're talking about search engines and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just it's so bad. I still don't understand the like the main conflict of both movies. Like Oscorp, I don't get it.
They're
Real
just
like
an evil organization, but they don't
like
actually tell you why
it's
they're
like
that.
literally only made for Norman to heal Osborne the curse or whatever, right?
Yeah, I
That
don't
is
know
the
what
main
they do. I
reason.
still don't know what they do.
Because like they just have branches that are just made for like basically specific people. Like the lizard, the whole thing is he's basically trying to heal himself. Like obviously it'll help other people.
Yeah, but
And
his I
then
know.
the whole thing is trying to heal Norman Osborn when it can help other people, but still. And then there's like the eels that like
Yeah,
power
I don't know. The
everything.
part of city.
I don't. Why are there so many
I
animals?
think Gwen has an internship there, and I know it's like the show that she's smart, but like
No, that doesn't happen. She's in high school. Where does she find time for this? I forgot. I like you forget that they're in high school like for a
they don't.
while.
It's not like the Toby thing where they look like adults, but it doesn't feel like they're high schoolers for sure.
I mean, they kind of do
Okay,
look.
what about the scene? I didn't even talk about it where Peter fricking dunks on Flash. Just nobody associates Spider-Man showing up in the exact time frame as Andrew Garfield flies from the three-point line, like legs above the rim. Is that not a little bit
Like
sus? Just a little bit?
he just like he doesn't care. Like that is one of the things where he just like he does not care. He's using it to show off, and that's I mean I guess like it's justified because then it later leads into Uncle Ben's speech about with great power comes with great
I don't
responsibility.
know.
That's not what he says. He
Your
says
father believed that if you had the ability to moral obligation, then you do those things.
yeah, sure that.
Uncle Ben, 2012.
That's a great way to put it.
I don't know. It was something like that. It was just like it left me just with my mouth open, like what?
Yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah, when
The
you
best
were
part
like,
of
"Oh,
the movie
that's
is
the great line," or like the line, I'm like, "Oh, that's what that was." Like,
yeah,
it
like
felt
all
really
right,
weird.
sure.
They just,
No,
I
what
don't know.
was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the best part of this movie is the Stan Lee cameo. That's a really good cameo, but
Hmm. Yeah,
it shouldn't be the best part of the movie. I feel like,
it
but
was.
whatever.
Yeah, it
It
was
is.
pretty good. And then there's the fight scenes between him and Lizard.
It's a
Those are
two.
fine. I mean, like the action scenes are fine because it's like a
I mean, CG isn't
pretty recent.
horrific on Lizard for
Yeah,
being old Steve.
it's pretty
The
good.
effects in this movie are pretty. Like, there's nothing that stands out like you.
Hmm.
I don't know. I didn't notice anything that was disgusting in this.
Yeah. No, yeah. Overall, the as an
Like,
action movie, that's what I'm
it's
saying. Like,
good
it
to
was a
look
good
at,
action
yeah.
movie.
But we're viewing it as a Spider-Man movie, so
It's not. It's yeah. I don't know.
then like it literally goes from that school scene straight to the final battle,
I don't even
and
remember the final battle.
I
Like,
just know. So Lizard
oh wait,
wants
yeah, I do. Yeah,
Peter finds out his plan in the sewer by hitting the space bar, and his solution's like, "Oh, humans are this, so I got to turn them all into lizards, so they're smart."
sure.
And Gwen is able to make a cure in 8 minutes, so that's really convenient for him as well. And then anyway, he uh he goes to go there, but then the cops surround him.
Yeah,
Happens
yeah, I
figures
remember.
out who he is, then says, "Don't shoot." Like he finds out who he is, and he tells him to go, but then he says, "Don't shoot," and he gets shot in the leg for the sole purpose
Oh
to show,
yeah,
which is fine, but like it was stupid because he's like, "Don't shoot," and then they still did for no reason.
I don't
One
know.
one bullet, of course. Yeah, and then he's hurt. So then the crane swing. I did like that scene. I still kind of do. Like the show the
The
city's on.
city's on the side. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's
I,
like the train scene.
yeah, exactly. But in the Spider-Man 2, the one thing it did well is it did show the city was like unhappy with Peter. I felt. I think they did it in Spider-Man 2, or no, maybe not. I could have sworn there was a thing where they did. I don't know.
Well, uh, Jonathan. I can't say his
David
name.
Jameson.
Yeah. He like he was like they didn't show him, but he was like it was like something he said something about like Spider-Man, but I don't remember if the city was really. I don't
Anyway,
know. A
but
lot
yeah,
happens in that movie, and you just it's bad.
yeah. I don't know. The powerful part about just the Raimi one through the train scene that I always like, we make fun of it, but like it's when he takes it off, the daddy's like, "Wow, he's just a kid, like no older than my son, like one of his kids." And it's like that was like a cool one because it's like he really is like, even though he looks like he's 40, it's just like he is a kid. So that was cool to
Yeah.
show like the city like is humanized almost, which is kind of cool. This one it just shows they're helping, but I'm glad they included it. Like I'm happy it's there. And
Yeah.
the final battle's fine. I don't even know if they actually fight. Like I don't remember any punches being blown or whatever. I
It
just
wasn't
remember.
that much. Lizard like turned a couple people into lizards, and then Gwen got the cure, and then he put the cure in the big tower. I don't even
Shot.
get it. Just distributes it to everyone.
I don't know. I don't know how he. Well,
It
that's so
like
convenient.
shot into the sky, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
like a smoke like
yeah.
falling.
I mean, it was gonna
So
be the
weird.
green stuff, but they shot the cure instead.
Yeah, it's so
Whatever. I guess it's fine. I didn't feel any suspense. The Captain Stacy's death was kind of powerful,
yeah, he
like
died.
relative to the rest of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and
The guy
then
stay away from Gwen.
yeah, then he just doesn't go to the
Oh,
funeral.
my
Oh,
light. Oh yeah.
black. You're black.
All right, give me a second. Oh wait, when it was on not gallery then or whatever, is it just my face the entire time?
Yep. I mean,
Nice.
if it recorded it like that, and yeah,
Probably. Hey, what's up
it's
with the?
unfortunate.
How'd the
What
light
did you
turn off?
do?
Oh, just shut off. I
I'm
didn't touch
having
it.
so many technical difficulties this podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just what is the reasoning behind not going to the funeral? Like I know you're supposed to stay
He.
away from her when
It
you're
doesn't make sense. That was
Spider-Man.
terrible. Yeah,
Like
that
you
just
go to the funeral still. Like what?
makes me
No.
dislike him because like his whole thing is like he was struggling to cope with the death and he felt guilty and then he was trying to protect Gwen, but that's not
Yeah,
a
it's
good way to
just
do
so
it.
dumb.
Then he
But it
breaks
made
up with
me
her.
feel a little better that she understood what was happening. Because if
Yeah,
she didn't, then it would suck so much.
she's mourning as well, and like he's like, "We can't be together." It's like, dude, chill a little bit. Like
Yeah.
that.
Ooh, ooh. It's not
Yeah,
the right
that
time to do
that
that.
just sets the stage. No, it doesn't set the stage. The At the end of the movie, he's like,
Literally everything is ignored.
he
Like
makes this
we're
one
not.
comment. He's like, "But could we still be together?" Or something. She smiles and just ends. So they
Yeah,
get back
and
together.
well, it's like they 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 did it for a little bit where they weren't, but you knew they were gonna get back together. But like him not attending the funeral, I mean, no, like
It just makes you like there's
yeah,
nothing like I didn't when they told me I was like, oh, he's trying to be nice to go. Like I was just like, dude, what the heck? Like you watched this guy die. You're the only one who witnessed his death, and you're not going to go to his funeral.
yeah,
It
yeah.
seemed cruel.
Okay, well, I mean that's pretty much the first one.
Yeah, it's good. Rating out of 10, maybe like 7, 6.5, maybe.
Yeah, 7-ish.
Kind of weird because we just ripped on the entire. It's an enjoyable watch. Like the pacing is surprisingly really good. I was saying that during the movie, but that movie felt so quick relative to the second one, which is just horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that
it's
this
just
movie, it's fine. It's fine. Don't view it as a Spider-Man movie. You'll have a good time. Turn your brain
yeah,
off and stare at
yeah.
it.
I agree.
That's my advice. This second one, just don't watch unless you want to laugh for a couple seconds.
I was like, well, maybe these movies aren't as
Yeah,
bad.
aren't that? Maybe we're being hard on it. You
Like,
know,
because I was like, well, the Andrew Garfield movies are always ripped on. Like, they're bad. But
what's
then,
really
and
interesting,
I was like, oh, Spider-Man ones or Amazing Spider-Man ones, like that was a good movie. Like, I would watch that again, like in a
or
couple
a sequel
years,
to that.
maybe.
Like I would want the sequel to this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
but
and then you start off the second one,
and you just hate it immediately.
and it's so bad.
I
Everything
wouldn't.
that the first one did wrong, they do it like 20 more times, and it makes me so angry.
They pick up the parent side plot. Like I'm
Yeah,
so not even the
yeah.
side
Like
plot. That's
everything
the
you
main
don't
plot.
like is in this movie.
Yeah,
So this the first thing because this made me so angry, and I feel like it was just ignored.
the shaky cam airplane fight.
Okay, yeah, that. Oh, why did they start doing shaky cam?
I
Like
think that's the
intense.
first
No,
scene.
no, no, intense shaky cam. Like it's not like
It's
shaky
like
cam
you can't,
has to be
dude.
a
So
handheld camera.
I'm going to ask you now because I don't know what happened. I just know the guy had killed the pilot and he had the gun
Yeah,
on Ben Parker or whatever. No,
sure,
not Ben.
maybe. I don't know.
Ray Parker. Anyway, then the wife opens the porta potty door Like she breaks out, she's locked in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the camera just starts shaking all of a sudden, and
No,
then
it's
the guy's unconscious, and she's shot, and he's trying to upload something to the computer. I was like, did she get shot? And how did the dad not die?
you don't know. Yeah,
You
okay.
don't know.
So like
Like,
shaky cam, the whole point, handheld camera. It's not
yeah,
like on a gyro, whatever. It's
yeah.
supposed to just you like it's just natural
They
shake.
literally took the camera and just went like this.
Yeah, the person filming is going like this with you have no idea what's going on. That's the
But
worst one. It happens again and then it just stops all of a sudden. Like the
and at least so one of my biggest complaints about one of the MCU fights is in the Winter Soldier. It's the Cap vs. Bucky
yeah, I
fight,
know.
like
I
an
know what you're
event.
saying. I
So much
still like this
shaky
fight, but
cam,
yeah.
but then at the same time, you can tell there's actual choreography going, and there are times when you could tell like it feels like a real fight still. It's just like, oh dang it, that's I literally like was not able to comprehend the scene until it ended as to what happened. And I still didn't know if
Yeah.
they died at the end. I just had to assume they did. I
uh,
don't even.
it was like you know,
And the thing he was trying to upload,
from
was it the message
Roosevelt.
to his dad
It was
or to his
the
son?
message to his train thing. His
So
train lab thing.
his whole goal on that plane, like they were
Was
going into
to give
hiding,
it to
was to
Peter.
write
No, no,
something to
no, no, no.
Peter.
That he had such a low chance of finding. Like, how is he supposed to find that?
I know. I just don't know why that was his dying goal. He was like, because before he even knew he was about to die, he was already uploading a thing that was going to tell Peter that he created the spiders. I didn't figure that out until I watched Cosmonauts video. I guess only Peter could have gotten that because the
Because
dad
his
created the
blood.
spiders.
Sure, yeah,
That
I
is
don't.
so stupid. I hate that.
It's so dumb.
I
They
hate
don't
that
even
because
go over it. They just like briefly
the
touch on
one
it.
of the best parts about Miles Morales is he's not Peter. That's one of my favorite traits. Is like it doesn't have to be Peter Parker that's Spider-Man. It's cool that it can happen to anyone. Why is it specific to Peter? It's dumb. It's stupid. Because what if he never wandered into Oscorp? Oh well, I guess the lizard's just gonna wreak havoc and kill everyone, turn them
Yeah,
all lizards.
yeah.
It's such a weak. It's such a. It doesn't add anything. It's just weak. He's already Spider-Man, so why are we doing that? I don't know.
It's I don't know. And then so then it progresses from there
He falls
to
from the sky,
oh yeah, I
and
don't
it's a
know where
cool
he's
shot,
coming
but it's
from.
like, all right,
You don't know where he's at. And so then he fights Rhino like now, right? Okay,
Rhino's in a
this
truck
is
though. He's
when
not even.
I'm mad because he sits at the window like he gets on the car and he just starts talking while Rhino's running over people, like literally killing people,
Literally,
just
so
like
if you
making jokes. It makes
you
me so angry.
you're like supposed to like assume that he's not killing people because it's a comedic scene. Like in the back of your mind, you're like, dude, he's probably running over more people.
Yeah,
Then they cut to Peter flying off the truck and all these police cars like going in a pile up and like
they all
widespread death.
all
And guess
dead.
who did that? Peter.
Yeah.
Just
So
so
but then
stupid.
okay, so he doesn't just like easily rip Rhino out of the car. That's easiest solution. But he doesn't do that. He jumps off the car and then he starts collecting these. I don't even know what they are, but they, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't remember the scene. Like I'm listening to you explain it because
Okay,
I
it's like
seriously this
yeah,
movie is so
there was definitely something that happened in between him like talking to Rhino and then him doing this other thing. But then he goes and he gets like these capsules. I have no idea what they are, and they're not important in the plot at all. I'm pretty sure.
oh,
They're
he's like trying to catch them.
yeah, and then he just like
The
catches,
plutonium or
and then he
something.
misses one, and he like webs it at the sky, and then he gets the other one. It's like good and sure, and then he
And
goes
also
back to Rhino. He starts talking to him again,
in
and
this sequence as well, Electro is there, Max or whatever.
oh yeah, that happens. He like
He's
takes
like,
time out
"Oh,
of
you're
his
my
day
eyes
to
and ears
talk
out
to
here."
him.
He takes
You're
like
my eyes and
20
ears.
seconds.
You're my
He's
what
like, "Look this," and he just does it. I don't know, man.
okay.
They don't explain Max enough because if he is mentally unstable, that's a different thing. But they don't tell us that, so we just think he's a crazy person. But we're like, it's portrayed as just bad acting and a bad character because we don't know if he's like
Yeah. Jamie
mentally
Foxx is
insane.
like a good actor
I
too.
know,
It's
but
like
yeah, but
so bad.
this one event causes this guy to just lose it and be obsessed with spy. It's so weird because they don't
Yeah.
explain it enough. Like, is if he has some like I don't know, they don't explain it. I'm just supposed to assume that he's obsessed with him
But
because
it's
he's
just like
lonely.
interest reaction to the whole situation. Like, why did he even say those things? Like,
I
I
don't
get
know.
it. Like, you can make a person happy by like saying hi. Like, he's in the middle of a fight and
I
he's just
know,
like,
and
"You're
more
my eyes
lives.
and ears, Max." Like, what does that mean? No one knows. I don't know what that means. What is he? What? Who is he watching? Is he telling Spider? That line literally makes zero sense.
You need to take because it moves the plot forward. I don't know. I give up.
And then there's
Oh,
Rhino.
then he shows up to the graduation speech thing. He's
Oh yeah,
back with
yeah,
Gwen.
yeah. Gwen's
Dude,
graduating valedictorian.
Peter, I mean, he's weird.
He's
Like,
definitely
he's just
weird.
his dialogue is worse in this movie. Like the way they talk, if it wasn't awkward in the first one, it's not awkward in this one. It's just bad. Like he's just like laughing about random stuff and talking to like no one at times. It's really uncomfortable. The
He's
visions of Captain Stacy are so funny. They're supposed to be
I
powerful,
know
but like
they're not.
he just it's so funny because he just comes out of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
In the um, I can't even think of the word. P- PTSD. I don't know why I couldn't think
Yeah.
of that. It's just like weird PTSD. Like Tony Stark in Iron Man 3, good PTSD. Solid. And it was
Like,
funny
yeah,
too
yeah.
at moments. Like it was like cool. This is not that. This is weird. He's just fucking standing there. Oh, the funniest
It's
one is
like
at the final scene. Oh my gosh.
I know. He just I know. He just shows up. Mm.
um, yeah. So then there's that, and then something happens for sure. Like definitely something.
He goes to dinner with Gwen at the Chinese restaurant, but then he decides he can't be with her. He's
I
literally
know
telling
that
her he
was
wants to
so
break
funny.
up.
He walks and he's like, no, 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 and he just walks out, and Gwen
That's
is
my favorite.
watching.
No, 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 no. What? Is this? This is dialogue. No, but then he's like, I want to break up with you. She's like, no, you know what? Fine, we're done. I break up with you. It's like that's what he just said. Like I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's
Gwen's
petty.
fine in this movie. I mean,
And then that doesn't happen. They don't break up with each other. They're
I guess I
friends.
would. Gwen is still the best because she's reasonable. Like if this was happening to me, I'd dump him too. Like it's so stupid. Like
Yeah.
he's such an idiot.
Yeah. He's you know,
I get that he's trying to do Captain Stacy's like death wish, but he's so inconsistent with it that it doesn't even like.
very bad at doing this.
Then
Oh, and then he stalks her, and you're
and
supposed to
it's
see
played off
that
as
as
romantic later.
cute. Yeah, romantic. That's not that's not what
And then
that is.
I'll just go through to the end. I'll just follow their arc because then
Yeah, I would do want to it's so
finally about
weird.
to go to England and get away, and then not only does he keep her from going to like her dream school in England, he keeps her here and she freaking dies at the end. Like, how evil is
Okay,
that? And it's not
before we get
only
to there, there's that one scene where they're just supposed to be friends and they're not
oh my
like at
gosh, I
all.
hate it. He's like, ah, let's be done with this. I can't do this anymore. It's
He's
like,
like,
oh,
well, let's set some ground rules. And then they're all like normal rules that you by if you're friends, but then
mm,
they don't do that, so then it's like they're not friends, and then they're basically dating by the end of it, and then she's like, oh, I'm going to London or England, not
yeah.
London, I don't think, I don't know,
No, yeah.
but
After the
England.
ground rules thing, I think that's when Electro first shows up. So we'll just go. He falls into a vat of like the way that what's his face a lizard gets powers is stupid, but this is even dumber, and it fixes the gap between his teeth. We love
That's
that.
so funny. Why did they feel the need to
I
include
don't
that in the
know. I don't
movie?
think it's not played for humor. It's like a
It's
serious
literally just
thing.
supposed to I don't see the reasoning behind it at
I
all. I
know.
can't justify it. Like maybe no, I can't. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I know. There's
Like they
nothing.
didn't
It doesn't add anything. It's stupid. Yeah. He Joey's right too. He's like this is such a sad movie, and it is. It's just tragic. Like there's nothing
everyone.
fun in this movie. Like this Electro guy's in Times Square freaking out, doesn't know what's happening, and he's like alone, and he's been alone his whole life, and it's like heartbreaking. Then Peter doesn't help very much. I mean,
Yeah.
he's I don't
Yeah.
know.
Before I just want to touch on one thing that these movies do, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
People just stand and watch, and there's like
yeah, like
barriers
it's a
set up like
sporting
it's like a
event.
fight. Like
I
I
know
don't
it's weird,
it literally makes zero sense.
and it causes like remember that kid in the be-
Yeah.
last scene?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
last scene. It's the last scene.
just runs that because the mom brought her child to the fight to watch it. Like why? It's
It's
so weird.
so random. Like there's like railing set up like it's like a boxing
I
match.
know it's surrounding the ring. Yeah, that they're boxing, and
They're
it's
just
so weird.
standing there and they're cheering like, "No,
What good things
you
happen?
run."
Yeah.
He's fighting to
Well,
save you.
they do run up the stairs that go nowhere at one point.
I don't even
You know
I
what's
can't
really
even
interesting?
explain
Okay,
the
so
logic.
Dominic, so we're just gonna talk about that electro fight, whatever. He gets mad and then he starts shooting electricity. So they show the thing of Spider-Man saving those people's hands from touching the railing, right? Because
They
like
should
he's
have died, dude. There was so
whatever.
much
Like
time.
assuming he does, it's supposed to show that like his powers can be transmitted. It immediately cuts to Gwen holding a metal bar, staring at the fight. like they're making it really hard to even like her as the best character in this terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's just things like that. It's like why? It's so annoying. Ugh.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know what happens. He sprays him with a hose. I think.
Yep, that does happen. And then
Then he gets sidelined,
they
right?
put him in a torture chamber
Yeah.
with some random scientist that
Yeah. I
you're just
found
supposed to accept as a character. So weird.
then guess what
Like
happens?
I
Decide.
hate to say it, but like Tobey Maguire's like those movies sideline the villains way better.
Yeah. Yeah.
This I don't know. Like, well, I mean, I relatively better. Like they're funny. Like the way they sideline them just
Yeah.
gets amnesia.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
like I don't even know how the other ones. Sandman just like goes away for a little
No,
bit.
Sandman gets washed down a drain,
No
and
shit.
then
Yeah. And
Venom's
Venom's there. Yeah.
Venom
Okay.
just doesn't show
Anyway.
up for a while.
Yeah.
Whatever. This one, yeah. So he, I'm losing it
I don't
because
know.
Green Goblin.
Electra just goes in the thing, and you're like, oh, he's the main villain of the movie. And then you learn the Green Goblin's in the movie, and you're like, since when is he a character?
He, they act like they've been friends for years, and then they dedicate 10 to 15 minutes to them catching up on things we didn't see. It's literally like Cosmo.
They're trying to
It's
justify to us that they are friends. They're trying to convince us that
It's
this
like, yeah,
is,
it is
yeah.
literally like when Obi Wan and Anakin are reminiscing about their times. It's like, dude, we don't know those
Yeah.
things. What are you
Like it
talking
would,
about?
it's never happened. It,
Yeah,
yeah, it's so dumb.
it's just
You're
stupid.
supposed to accept that they have chemistry and that they are
And like,
friends. And
not only do they not have chemistry, I hate like, dude, Harry's so weird in this movie.
they're-
He's not even creepy. He's just not a human. Like nobody talks or acts like that. It's so strange.
yeah, Harry and first, like I hate, dude, the Toby, the movies do it better, and they're bad.
Yeah,
Toby
I know.
movies, like Harry
But
Osborne in those movies was like it was ridiculous at times, but it was better. Like I know, like, his whole thing was vengeance, and it was stupid because he just repeated the same line over and over again. But it's like he at least he's like no, he's not a person. I wouldn't say that, but he's funny, so it's like it's enjoyable.
so the Osborne Curse is a major plot point. I don't know why. Only
Why?
Osborns get this. Only them. And then he gets it immediately after learning he
Yeah,
has it.
it's
It just
so
gets so
the
much worse.
plot. The plot is just like they
It
just
speeds
throw
up.
things at it to progress it. It's
Yeah.
so stupid. The
He just gets
Osborne
so sick.
Curse.
And
Why?
not only
That's not a
Oscorp, the people are just such like like the guy's like, oh, you're gonna end up next to your father's grave. Like they're just so
yeah.
mean.
Everyone in this movie is
Stereotypical
mean.
businessmen.
Everyone.
It's
It's
weird.
literally the
And
movie
then
is
Jim,
dependent on
Jim from
people
Rogue One is
being
there
mean.
for some reason. She's just there. I don't know
And then
why.
he makes her second in command
And
for
it doesn't
some
add anything. Once
reason.
again, she shows up maybe one
She
more.
literally sideline after that. She shows up in one more scene, then she's gone.
It's
It's
just
so
weird.
weird.
It's
The
so
movie
weird.
just does things that doesn't make sense to me at
I
all.
know.
And
And then
yeah,
after Harry discovers it, he wants Spider-Man's blood. Whatever. We'll just brush. I don't know. I don't care.
okay,
He wants his
wait.
blood.
Before in the scene, the meeting,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
Harry leaves because they're like Peter Parker is here. Talks to Peter Parker. He's like, no, I'm in a meeting, and then he's like, psych. And
Then
they
they
hang
start
out.
laughing like
Yeah,
maniacs.
and they hang out, and then the people in the meeting just show up in a van. Where did they come
I
from?
totally forgot about that. What did they even learn?
They were just nothing. Literally, I
Did they
don't
even
even
come
think it
back to that? I
mattered.
didn't even. Yeah, I totally
That
forgot about
scene
that.
literally didn't matter, but it doesn't make sense. Like they just ended the meeting after he left. I don't, or like they just like followed
But
him.
then, like, why would they? And it doesn't come
Those
back. I think
characters, they literally they don't show up after that. I'm pretty sure it's really weird, but
they know he has the curse, so I don't know what that does.
yeah, it's so they're like we have to find a way to get rid of him, and then that plot never goes anywhere.
So not only is the Spider-Man blood thing just stupid though, but
Well, I
like,
guess it does. Well, yeah. We go.
why did Peter like not give it to him? I don't understand still. Like, what is his reasoning besides he doesn't want him to
It's
become the lizard? Why would he become the lizard?
I don't know.
He's like, dude, I've seen what can happen to people. Dude, he's not going to turn into a giant lizard. It's so stupid. I don't get it. They're
I
trying
don't
to
know. It's yeah. It's
I don't know if it's metaphorical or something, but it doesn't make sense the way he's delivering.
it's like there's so many things happening that doesn't make sense. Like
I like
why
God.
Harry in the scene where Norman Osborn is dying.
Yeah.
They're okay. For some reason, they just established they didn't have a good relationship. I don't think that mattered at all.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
was just like, oh,
It
I
was just
don't
to
know.
deliver the idea of the
Okay.
curse. I don't
Yeah, and so then he gives him the idea of the curse. He's like, "Have you felt any symptoms?" He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
just gets it
Literally
immediately.
10 minutes later, he's like a rash, or like I don't even know, but he
Dying.
looks, yeah. He's like, I'm dying, and then he just asked for blood. It's like
What?
weird.
Okay, why I was
Why?
so
I think
frustrated.
so.
Why does he ask like I think Harry did that in no, I don't know. Harry like knew that Peter needs Spider-Man in the Raimi ones or something like that. It was whatever. It was a set, but in this
Yeah,
one
I
for
know what you're
some
talking
reason,
about.
like he was like, "Yeah, you need to get me Spider-Man." It's like, why would Peter have any connection to him? Eventually, he comes, of course, because he is Spider-Man. But like,
Yeah,
I don't care they took the pic. That doesn't make sense. Imagine I
yeah,
snapped a photo on my phone of LeBron James on like the basketball court in an NBA game and be like, "Oh, find me LeBron." How am I supposed to do that? It was just so stupid.
yeah. In the Toby movies, it makes a little more sense because it's like established that he like
He
knows
is his
Spider Man,
designated photographer too.
and
Yeah, and
like
he
he
like
like
talks to him.
takes pictures of him like not in action. But in this
And he
movie,
claims that
they
he's like trusted
literally show one picture of him sending a picture to
long
JJ.
distance too. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
he's just
Oh,
sending a
pic.
picture,
Yeah, yeah, by the
and
way.
then you know that he's a photographer. That's the only thing that justifies it. You never see him taking any pictures ever.
He emails J. Jonah Jameson. He's not even in
That's
this
what I'm
movie.
talking about. That's the
Yeah,
only thing that establishes he's a photographer.
yeah.
And so then
That's true.
you,
I just yeah.
yeah, and
Again,
so
this
then
movie just like relies on your prior knowledge of Spider-Man
yeah,
to
like
progress.
you just know that he like
Yeah.
takes pictures. I don't. It's dumb. And then um yeah, so then Harry just assumes that since he takes pictures, he knows him. Even though the picture that he sent was like him swinging.
Yeah, from really far.
Yeah, really very far. And then you know, he's like he says no for no reason at all except he doesn't want to kill Harry, even though he's
He's dying
literally
anyway.
dying. Like I get if you want to not even no.
And it's his choice. It's not like Peter's protecting him. He wants like Harry is begging for this because he's like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna die anyway. It's not like he's protecting him. So
yeah. And then I don't know something like just continuing on the Harry and Spider-Man thing. Spider-Man shows up, Harry's, and Harry's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I knew Peter would do whatever." And then he's like, "I can't give you the blood." Like, what? Why'd you show up?
you could just
It's
not
so
get.
fucking.
Oh gosh, it's so mean.
And then Harry just goes insane, starts throwing things.
Yeah.
Then yeah, Spider-Man dips.
Do we go to this Electro and stuff plot, or do we start with the parents
Mm.
first? Because that's about to happen.
Oh, the parents is a thing. I
They
forgot.
literally go straight from
Literally,
this
this movie is so much.
before you song.
Nothing connects. That song, like I don't even mind the song. It just
Doesn't fit. It
doesn't
was
fit
so
at
weird.
all.
It was so weird.
It was like it felt forced. Like they
And what
like
was he
got
doing
paid.
of interest exactly? He was just
It
taping
was
things on
like
the
he
wall.
was it went insane and he like made a huge thing. He looked like a psychopath.
And Aunt May saw it. There's no way she didn't figure out he was Spider-Man. He definitely put some sketchy stuff on that wall. Like
And May's like, what the hell is this?
she just worries the entire movie. Like as she should, reasonably.
Yeah.
It's weird. Man. But anyway, he goes to okay. He throws the calculator at the wall because he's mad. He finds the coins, goes to the train station, decides that he's already in the train station,
And he
right? He's already
pays
in there. He
for the
finds
thing
there's
that
like
leads to nowhere.
yeah,
He just expected the wall to open up. Like,
I don't know.
where are we?
And then there's like six different like slot. He puts it in just that one. He stares at the wall, and then the train happens to pop out of the floor. When did his
How?
dad build this?
Yeah. How did he build this?
Isn't his dad like? Didn't he work for Oscorp?
What time did he have to build a whole underground train that's like dedicated
Why
or
did he
that
do that?
opened to a currency that does not exist?
What was even in the train? It was just was it even his
It
like
was his
life's
lab.
work,
It
or
was
was it
yeah,
literally just a video? Okay, I guess they deliver it with a video again. I forgot
yeah,
to say that.
yeah, yeah.
He gets in there and he just explains it through a video. He created the spiders, and only Peter can get it because it's not, I don't remember. I don't care.
She was just to establish that they were after him for some reason because
Why?
Harry Osborn wants to live. The whole movie is driven to like it makes no sense. I still don't understand it that much.
Why do spiders self heal? By the way,
The movie told me so.
'cause, yeah, Harry's like he can do everything, including self heal. I was like, can spiders do that?
Like I
It's like
know
crush them. They
Spider-Man
don't.
heals like faster, but it's not like
I don't know.
what is self heal? Like I can self heal.
Yeah, like my
Like
skin
when
goes
I
back.
cut myself,
Yeah,
I
yeah, like
heal.
I don't.
Like it's not like
It's
I
just
don't know.
stupid. And anyway, but and at this time, your Electro's mad too because he just becomes a completely different person. Like he's not even the same person, driven by his
Yeah,
motivations.
when
He's just
he's
a
like when he's Harry's like slave, pretty much. He's
he
like
feels like
scary.
Bane
Like he's
in like
generally scary.
yeah. It's
And
weird
that
because
yeah. Can we just touch on how overpowered Electro is?
yeah. Anyway, so he gets there. What's his face? Harry just unleashes him. Then Electro starts flying. Like we didn't know that before. He just
I was
starts floating.
joking. I was no, this was in the first fight scene he starts flying.
No, I know, but in this one he's not flying. He's like he
No,
looks like an
teleporting.
Fortnite when you could get those cubes and like float in the air as one of those little ghosts.
Yeah.
You can barely make him out. He just looks like this blue wisp in the air, and he
Yeah, no,
teleports and
no.
he like zaps the guy's
Yeah.
heart with his finger.
Yeah, though that's the whole other thing. But like I was let's just go back to the first fight scene. I was
Yeah,
joking. I was
floating.
like, dude, what if he can fly? Like he shoots lightnings because he was like lifting things somehow, and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Anyway, that's Cameron.
Yeah. And because he was lifting things, and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, what if he lifts like a
He
car?
was able
He
to lift
does
at
that.
first. It was like maybe he could lift things that are electric. Whatever, I'll go
Yeah.
with it. And then the car is like I know there's electricity. He's just able to lift an entire car.
Yeah. The electricity wraps around it, and apparently it lifts. It doesn't make any sense. So now I was like, oh, what if he could like shoot electricity at the ground and fly? Because okay, well you haven't seen it, but in Legend of Korra, firebenders can fly because they're like Iron Man. So I was
Sure.
thinking about that, and I was like, well, because it's cool in that show, but this is just bad. And so then I was like, oh, maybe he can fly. The joke, and then he doesn't even shoot; he just floats. Like he can
Yeah,
float.
it's not even electric based.
And then you think that's the end, and then it gets to this scene with Harry, and he can just literally teleport.
No, and when they go to the office building, when he's like his slave, pretty much, he zaps that guy's heart and he gets unconscious. Then he revives him with his electric hands. So whatever, I don't know, whatever. He can just do
So
everything.
overpowered. He's so
Then he
overpowered.
like then he opens an outlet in the floor. He's like, "Here, this is what you wanted, right?" He just dives into the outlet. He's part of the entire electricity system now.
Can just do anything.
He goes to a power plant. Does that make him powerful or something? Because he's allowed to teleport anyway. I don't know why
Well,
he
okay,
needed.
I know. The only thing they never explain it, they just show it. But like you can tell, he gets his powers just from electricity when they like goes through him. He's
Yeah,
like more like he like does like a huge blast. One point, I think. Yes, and then and but okay, and then what else happens? I mean, there's a thing with Gwen we discussed. She's going to college.
yeah, I forgot about that. Dude, there's so many
Anime.
things. Like
Oh,
I can't.
anime.
I
Like,
need like a
yeah, I
list.
know. This movie has a lot. I don't remember what order it happens. I just remember it happens.
Yeah, Gwen, he keeps her from going. He puts on a bridge, and then they see Electro almost immediately after. He
Yeah,
shuts down the power. The planes are about to crash. I don't even want to touch on it. I don't even care about the
yeah.
planes. Like it's just to add tension. But
What happened with Anime in this movie? Like, I know she was in the
she's
scene.
definitely at home
She
for
was
a
like,
while.
"I am your parents."
Oh, she got a new job at a hospital.
Oh yeah, that was like a thing for some reason she wanted to keep to herself, and then she goes off on Peter once he makes like a huge thing on his wall and he looks insane, and then she's
She's
like,
gone for the rest of the movie, pretty much.
yeah, well she's like, or Peter's like, "Who is my dad?" or "What happened?" I still don't know if he knows that his dad died.
I know. Yeah, I was confusing at first because I brought up a comment. You're like, yeah, of course he knows. And then as the progress, we're like, does he know? Like
He
he in
doesn't.
both the movies, he
I think
toggles
he
back and forth
know.
between
Yeah,
knowing.
I think he like knows. He just doesn't know what happened. Like I think that's what you're supposed to assume.
Guess, but they don't tell us that.
I
So like,
know.
why am I
Yeah.
guessing?
Yeah. And so
The
then
electro
and
fight
then
is so stupid. I don't. Oh yeah, what? I mean, whatever.
so
I don't
then
know. I was gonna
he's
go to the
like,
electro.
what is she's like, oh, I can't tell you. And then he's like, why? And she's like, oh, you care so much about someone who was never in your life, and I've been here your
Yeah,
whole
that's
time,
my
and
bit. It's like that's his dad.
yeah, I liked her up until that point, and then I was like, sure.
I just have yeah, I have no opinion on Anime. Like I don't even hate her. I just don't like she's just there. She's better than the other one, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At
Anyways,
least she doesn't make Peter feel guilt like the one in the Raimi trilogy about
that's
Uncle
so
Ben's
messed
death.
up.
I know
Leaves when he's yeah. Okay.
when he's like grieving. Anyway, yeah. So Electro isn't even a fight. Electro and
This
I don't think they throw
this is the
punches. He just teleports and pretty
craziest
much.
part of the whole movie. I don't
Then
understand.
Gwen hits him with a car.
Huh?
You know what this feels like is a
Yeah.
video game because Electro shows up and then he finally uses the thing to destroy him. Literally, like 10 seconds after, the next boss villain shows up and it's time to
No,
fight
it's
him. Like
the stupidest
it's
progression
coordinated
of
like a
fight
video game.
scenes. Yeah. Okay. It's just Gwen is there, and he's like, no, no, no. Shh. He spider webs him to a car, and she cuts free.
Yeah, it's my
Sure.
choice.
Okay, and then he's fighting
Oh yeah, that.
Electro, and she shows up. Oh wait, does she? She hits him at that point, right? When she shows up.
With a car.
Yeah. And how? If he's electricity, like you're supposed to assume he's like pure electricity.
Yeah,
How does a car
hit him.
affect him? He's not physical. Like he's literally like plasma.
He would like pass through him. Anyway,
Like he can teleport.
I
How
know he could just move.
it's
I don't understand.
the
Because and then they
movie
come
is
up with a solution to overload his power. Sure, we accept that. Then she goes into the tower, and conveniently on a dead guy's hand are the keys to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They're
It's
just
so
sitting there. Like
stupid.
she's like worried about it, and you're like, oh dang, this might be it. She turns and they're just there. It's like, cool, whatever.
Yeah,
Why even include the keys? Just it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Just things in this, like why? It's such.
And
It's
then
just
up in like, how did Peter not die?
yeah.
He
He
hit him with
gets
electricity
destroyed.
so many times,
He doesn't
and then
land any blows because he can't, and he just gets
yeah, you
destroyed.
literally cannot fight. He's
Are there okay?
electricity.
Wait. Let's be honest here. Are there fight scenes in this movie? Because the first thing with Electro is not a fight. I don't think they fight in Times Square, do they? It's a sequence, but I don't know if
A
they
little
fight.
bit. It's more
He
Peter
saves
saving
people,
people. Yeah, it's more that.
and then he blasts them with water. We could call that a fight. The other fight is when Harry overpowers two security guards and tases them. Maybe that's a fight. I don't
I
know.
don't
That
understand
doesn't
how
look
he
like
even
a fight.
did that. Still,
I don't know. Like I'm gonna count that as a
he-
fight because it's more of a fight than no. I'm not even going to. And then the Electro thing is not. He's just getting destroyed the whole time. Then he blows him up.
yeah.
And it just happens. I don't feel any like
And
victory.
then you
And
think
then
the movie's over.
and
Oh,
then
I
Green Goblin
never
rules
even.
it.
Yeah, like the fact that they had to just like shove both the major fight scenes at the end of the
It's
movie.
weird.
Like it's
Yeah.
so dumb. Like it just like okay, you're like yay, Peter won.
Like
Oh
I hate how he gets like his powers at the same time he turns, and right there is the suit and the hoverboard.
yeah,
And like, again, we know as Spider-Man fans that he's supposed to get that, but like, imagine we
and the
didn't. It's
suit
so
is
stupid.
just supposed to
In that
like
entire
heal him.
yeah, Matt, what if he didn't get that? Oh well, he's
And like,
screwed.
why didn't he go in that earlier?
Yeah,
Like if it
I don't
was
know.
heal him, then it would heal the cure. Like what? And I don't even. What did he take? He just took a cure that it wasn't a cure because
Was it a serum? I don't even know what he took. They didn't explain it. I don't
they
even know
were
what it
they
was.
they were like the cure is in the building, and then he found it in the building, and then
What is it with cures in like medical? Like the first plot is the lizard and they find a
Oscorp
cure.
is yeah, it's Oscorp. It's like
What do
such
they do? Is that
a
what they do? Medicine? I don't know. Because apparently they make trains in the floor
animal.
too. I don't know what they do anymore.
They do a lot, I think. Um,
Ugh.
yeah, it takes the
That-
cure.
look, in
Cure
that room
kills him.
conveniently that whole room that he gets the thing is just conveniently has like the Sinister Six
Yeah, I
stuff and
don't.
they show it.
They,
Why?
I mean, would they have
Why are they
explained in the third
factoring that?
movie? Not. Probably not. They would have
Maybe
just
not. Probably not.
you would have just assumed that there was a room full of things just like that were supervillain things that no normal person would have unless they're a crazy person.
So stupid. Like I don't know why. Like they don't tell us what Oscorp does. Maybe
Yeah.
we missed it. Maybe we're dumb, but I don't think so. I felt like I was
Yeah.
paying attention most
No,
of
it
the
didn't make any. They never said anything about weapon building or like anything like that.
time.
But then gets in
The
the
final
suit
battle.
and he's like, "Whoa, crazy!" His hair changes for some reason. No,
Yeah.
hair changes colors. Like it's so weird. It goes from like
Length.
dark
Yeah.
brown to light
Like
brown, and then it's like gone. Yeah,
then what does he do exactly? Green Goblin probably has a total of 2 minutes of screen time, like as Green Goblin. Maybe less. Like
yeah,
him
he's
on the
flying around and doing
do
Green
they
Goblin.
fight too? I don't remember. I just the whole
They,
time I just
they,
remember Gwen.
they find a
Why
clock
do I not remember fight scenes? Am I stupid? Like I just feel
because
like
they
I
don't
took
last
it as
long.
a fight scene.
There's like barely any. They don't last long.
It's the final battle, so I supposed to like I guess my
Yeah.
brain assumed it was a
I mean,
fight, but like
I remember. He shows up and then he's like, you look at him and you're like, oh, that's
it
not.
looks like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but now he's insane for some reason because Peter didn't give him his blood, even though he doesn't need it anymore. And then he's like, "Ha, I, I don't know." And then I think, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. And then he sees Gwen,
He brings her
immediately
up to the
makes
sky.
the
I remember that.
connection. immediately makes a connection. Oh, you're Peter, because it wasn't just Spider-Man rescuing a random civilian. No, no, no,
It had
had
to
to
be
be
Peter.
Peter. Had to be, no matter what. So then he's like, "Hi, you're Peter," and then he's like, "Okay, cool." And then I'm pretty sure he grabs Gwen, takes him to Clock Tower, and then
Why would he know he likes Gwen, by the way? Because he was gone for 10 years, they said.
no, no, they this was discussed. They were like, Peter
He
was
said he
like
knew it well, but I don't know.
complicated, and then he's
Weird,
like,
man.
I don't do complicated. It was so weird.
I know. I don't
And
think he
he's
told
like,
everyone
yeah, no,
this.
he did. And then remember he met Gwen for like 5 minutes. He
I
met
don't
in an elevator. They meet in an elevator. Like so many people meet in an elevator.
know. Sure, maybe. I
Like
remember
and
she met
Gwen
Max.
also meets Max in an
Yeah,
elevator. I'm
yeah, yeah.
pretty
I
sure
remember
they
that.
meet.
Whatever. I'll
No, no,
just.
okay, no, no, no. I remember. Gwen goes in the elevator, and then you don't think he's in there, and he's like, "Hi," like a minute into the elevator, like
Maybe, maybe I
you
was.
not. It was so funny.
I might have been in the house
Uh,
because I don't recall this in the
yes,
slightest.
you were in the house because I remember it was right. It's right after the scene I sent you on TikTok, and I was like, Nathan, you're
Yeah,
missing the scene. And then you
yeah.
walked in after it was like she goes in an
So how does he
elevator.
know that's the girl that Peter likes?
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he knows at that point. Well, he knows like that he likes Gwen Stacy, and then Peter's like, "Oh, actually, she works for you or something." But I don't know if he knows that that's Gwen Stacy at that moment. But then maybe they like introduce each other, and she's like, "Oh, Peter's told me so much about you." I'm pretty like that happened, but she walks in the elevator because Peter just like saved her from these security guards that were chasing her because she looked up Max's name on the
Remember
computer
that?
database, and then she goes in the elevator and I don't even remember what he says, but dude, it's like scary. Like he's not there. Like you're like fairly positive he was not in the elevator, and then
I'm
he's
gonna watch
there,
it.
and then she like jumps as a normal person would, and then they talk, and so yeah, then they know each other, and so then going back to the final scene,
So
um,
he brings her up to the sky, and
I'm
then
pretty sure he takes her, or yeah, I don't remember. Like, sure. And then they fight in a clock tower, and he's throwing goblin bombs or whatever they're called, pumpkin
yeah,
bombs,
he just has them because we should know
because
that a Spider-Man
they
fan.
were invented or something. I don't know. I don't know how he gets them, but sure. You okay? You
She's
watch?
just staring at the corner, and he's just
Are you
right there.
watching the scene? It's so funny. Danny was freaking out. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's okay. I hate it. I hate it. I
So
think.
funny. Um,
Oh, okay. I hated that. I missed that, but whatever.
hilarious.
No, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So then
Um,
they're in a clock tower, and he starts
they're,
blowing
they're
stuff
setting it
up.
up the whole time she's about to die. Like
Yeah, the
she's
clock. Well,
stumbling and
everyone
jumping.
knows because Gwen Stacy's supposed to die for some reason. I don't know. So then in a clock tower, everything's breaking. They like you think she's about to die. Peter saves her, and then and then he saves her again, and she's holding onto the string, and then Green Goblin just gets like knocked
Yeah, I
unconscious.
don't think he dies. He just gets
No,
like
he
covered.
doesn't die because it shows him in the prison,
Oh yeah, right.
and he was like normal, and he's like it comes and goes or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, he's holding holding on to Glenn, and the clock
Whatever
is
that
like
means.
ticking, and he's like holding with his foot so it wouldn't like cut
Tick.
the sting. And so then, yeah, he's doing that, and then it cuts because he's I don't know. And so then she starts falling. He jumps down. He waits so long to shoot his web for
Oh,
some
yeah.
reason.
The thing I do like still is that it's a hand because it's
The,
like
the
it's
slow
good.
motion scenes are good. Like
Yeah, and it's the
slow
one
motion
good
scene.
scene villain thing.
What the slow motion scene when he's saving the people when he's fighting Electro for the first time? That's a cool scene.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit like the whole thing is stupid, but like it's a cool scene out of the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree with
And
that.
so then this one, it's like a hand reaching out for her. So it's going.
Just she smacks the floor
She
so
dropped out of the
aggressively.
pole.
Her whole body, like
Died.
it's ridiculous. Like it looks so weird, man.
It's so
I don't know if he's in
so
denial. Or
dark.
did he actually think she's alive? Because he
I
drops
don't know.
down.
He's like Gwen. Guys, he just drops.
He's like,
Like
"Gwen, are you alright? Come on, let's go." And she's just like
he
this, dead.
died when he dropped. And so then he's like talking, and
She died
um,
in the
yeah,
funeral.
she's dead. She's
Not
very
much
much
happens
dead.
after this, except for the Sinister Six setup.
She's dead, and then he's like
The
sad. Oh,
funeral.
then he watches a video of her.
And he's happy again. He fights Rhino.
valedictorian, and she's like, no matter what, you need to give hope. And you're like, oh, Spider-Man is hope because Andrew Garfield has told us at least like 3 times in like
And
each
he gives people hope.
he does that. Fun fact about Spider-Man.
Besides that one kid, I don't know who he gave hope.
He gave people hope. He gave Max hope to be a psychopath.
And he also uh, he
Okay.
created the
Anyways,
deaths of
anyways.
villains
So then that happens,
a
and
lot.
then there's the funeral, and then it's like he visits her every day, and he's like wearing a beanie. Some I don't know, and then um yeah, I don't remember what happens,
He
and
fights
then
the Rhino in
well,
the
then
suit
that
because
yeah,
he's
then Rhino. Oh, and then there was like the kid they teased like way earlier. That what does he even do? He's just there.
he
The
was in the
kid doesn't.
crowd again
Yeah, and so then he comes back, and it's like, oh, Spider-Man's been gone, right? That's like a thing that happened. Like he
for
left.
like a couple of
Oh, and then
minutes.
Aunt May's like, oh, too bad Spider-Man's gone, or something. I don't know. And so then, like to tell you that Spider-Man is gone, they had to establish
Hey,
that.
Rekman, they did this twice now. Because in the first one, they broke up Gwen and Peter, and then at the end, they hint that they're getting back together. This one, they hint that Spider-Man's dead, and then he gets back to Spider. Why do they do this
Literally
twice?
in 5 minutes, like he gets back to
I
Spider-Man's.
don't know why they do this again. It's so weird. I
It
don't.
would have
It's
been
like the
cool
fake
to
out
been
Creepio
to
death
see
and the
him like
Chewbacca death.
struggling. Yeah, struggling to become Spider-Man. But no, he's Spider-Man now. And so then saves Rhino is like got the suit. How did he get the suit?
They set up the Sinister Six for a second.
But
That guy,
how did he get it? It was okay. No, okay. He was talking. Someone was talking to Harry. I think it was supposed to be
Doc Ock,
huh?
maybe Doc Ock, maybe.
It might have been. It was someone. But then talking to Harry, Harry's like, yeah. And so then they were like, oh, perfect candidate for no
Why
reason.
though? Why is he
Yeah,
the perfect? I don't care.
because
Whatever. I don't care
he's
anymore.
Russian. I don't know. And so then, yeah, I didn't even know he's Russian. Like I knew he was, but then yeah. So then he gets the rhino suit, and he's like insane because he's I don't know. And so then Peter, he's like gets the thing and he swings the thing and then it ends. Over. Movie done.
Trying to find out who this guy is.
Who? Oh,
Mr.
like
Fears. I don't know who that is.
sure. I don't know. But then yeah, so then the
Oh
kids
my!
there. Who is
His
it?
character is called the Gentleman.
Oh, I know who that is for sure. Anyways, kid is in a Spider-Man suit, wearing glasses. Dude, it's like who no one does this. Puts a mask over the glasses. Who does that? No one. I would hate that so much. If I had my glasses on, I put something over, I would hate it so much.
Yeah, because it'd be pressing against your
Yeah.
skull.
Yeah. And how does that help you see?
It
It
would
does
fog up probably.
no. Yeah. It's okay. Just a
Whatever.
little
And then
thing that I have to nitpick because I hate it so
then
much.
they don't even show the Rhino fight. It just
And then
cuts.
he's like, poof, he's like, I'm Spider-Man. Then Rhino's like, what are you gonna do? And then Andrew Garfield's there. Yeah. And so
So
then
in this picture I'm looking at, the Mr. Fears guy. So there's the Sinister Six setup they're trying to do is Harry, Green Goblin.
yeah,
What that would have been terrible, by the way, to
it would have
have him
been
be
yeah, it would have been Harry, Green Goblin,
Lizard.
Doc Ock, Lizard, whoever
And then
that
right
guy
there, yeah,
was.
there's Doc Ock arms and then the Vulture
Oh,
wings.
was there Vulture too?
Yeah, I'm just figuring that out now. But so
I
wait, it would have
remember
been
seeing Doc Ock.
Lizard, Green Goblin, Doc
Doc
Ock,
Ock.
Vulture, maybe this guy here, Mister the Gentleman, maybe Electro. They probably would have brought him back or something.
Everyone back. Didn't he die? He's like
He looks
dead.
blood.
Like dead
Yeah,
dead.
but he's gonna be in Spider-Man 3 in the MCU.
No, he's yeah. Well, I don't know.
This only further made me frustrated that they're bringing back what is rumored to be brought back into the MCU because it's like the MCU is so good and this is not. So out of 10, I'd probably give this a 3. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing, but I don't know. It's like a 4 maybe.
Yeah, it's bad.
You can watch it, but it's
It's a
it's
bad
pretty
movie.
awful. It's paced terribly compared to the first one.
It's a terrible movie. It's so bad.
It's really bad. It's not like the first one was like cinema greatness,
There's
but
nothing to keep you watching. Like, it's not funny.
I mean, it's just and there's just so much happening that like I think I like Peter less in this one because he's barely in it. It feels like once again.
Yeah.
I feel like Harry has more screen time than Peter. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like I don't
Yeah.
know.
And this one
I'm a-
tries to be a Spider-Man movie a little bit
yeah,
more,
this
but
one
it's
tries way
still
harder than the
not.
other one.
It's like
It's
weird.
worse in that sense because the
Yeah.
other one was best because it was a teen thing, even though it was still bad in that way as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is by
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And then Harry, just to like, go back and just weird things that
yeah,
happen in the movie. Peter is just like mad at Gwen for leaving for
yeah. I don't know, man.
no reason.
He's supposed to be broken up with her as well, so like,
Yeah, and so and he's stalking her, but then he's mad, so it's like okay, and
and she
then
died because he brings her back.
yeah, because yeah,
Mhm.
it would have been cool to see Peter dealing with the grief of the death and not wanting to be Spider-Man. No, he's Spider-Man again. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him throw garbage can lids
He
at
doesn't have any
Rhino.
character development. Like it's supposed to be the father thing, like his
What
dying.
development? What development did Peter really go through in these
He
movies?
he
Please,
starts here and he ends here. He doesn't have an arc or even a
there's
straight line. He's just
nothing happens. He goes from vengeful to
no
hope.
personality.
To
He's
hope.
just he's
He,
just
he
oh
is
hope,
hope.
right? You wrote hope, yes.
There's so
Oh
much hope.
gosh, I'm gonna hurt things.
There's no development from those
Yeah.
points.
In the end,
Anymore.
I almost wish it got a third one because that would have been funny. But then again, MCU Spider-Man wouldn't exist, so I'm
Oh,
glad they stopped
okay.
it where it ended.
God.
Yeah, I think I like the Raimi trilogy better than these two. I think,
It's just like the first one's so good. Like not good, but it's like a
but like
good
if
movie.
they continued that, it would have been decent, not
Yeah.
hateable. You know?
And like the Toby, like honestly, the first Toby movie, like thinking back on it, it was like a good. It's like a
No,
good
they're
movie.
all good. I mean, all those three aren't like horrendous. Like on paper, they're all even the third one. It's just it's the corny way they do it, and it's on purpose. But like
Yeah, I know. Like that's it. Just feels
it's the
outdated.
characters and the tone they go for that are
Yeah.
good or bad. I don't know why people like the thing that bothers me is the characters that people like about the Raimi one. This one,
Yeah.
nobody's defending the
Well,
characters.
the first one, it's just like the characters. They don't get enough screen time for them for you to hate them yet.
Yeah, exactly. I
So it's
don't
like,
even know like defending these like that they're not that like I don't know what I like about it because I was gonna say I don't like the characters, but the plot's what keeps it going. But the plot sucks in both of these, so I don't really know what I like about them. I guess it's the tone and the style, maybe.
it's just an action movie.
Like a teen comedy action, whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm done with these. These are, we should never talk about these again. Dang, these were
One is so bad.
worth revisiting just because I'm a Spider-Man
I
fan.
was
And
literally ripping on the movie the whole time. The whole time I was
I
ripping
mean,
on
how
it.
could you not? It's just horrendous,
It's
and especially
really
now that we have
yeah.
the MCU to compare to on a higher level. I don't get how people would not say that Tom Holland and the MCU are definitively the best, even if you're like not a fan of these
Oh,
movies.
good Junior. Look at him. He's so
Oh,
Iron Good
Iron
Junior.
Man Jr.
So Iron Good.
Oh, he's so not though. He's so not. His whole thing is about maturing out of it. Like, how is that even a? It's so stupid. I
It
hate
just
it so
like
much.
what is the justification? It just depends on Tony Stark.
Sure, maybe. I
Like is
don't know.
that
People
like
think
what
that
they're arguing? Because he doesn't.
people think that they use the Avengers and the MCU like as a franchise as a crutch for like
But he is part of the MC. I don't know how they wouldn't do.
I don't know, man.
And
I'm not part of that. I'm
but
just
it's like the whole first movie. Tony's not there. Or he's like
yeah, I
trying.
know.
He's
He's
like
there more
trying
as a mentor. The
to.
second one, he's dead. So what
Yeah.
do we do here? He drives the plot, but he's not alive. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, these were not good. The first one was decent. Second one, as a duology, they do not work. If I were to rewatch, I would rewatch the first one, and that's it. I don't see myself revisiting these even for fun. The Raimi ones I would, but I can't see myself watching these even for a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe the first one. Maybe,
Just like
maybe.
the first one has a little bit of nostalgia.
No, I know. It felt
Like
like nice to
I
watch.
actually like remember watching the
It
second.
was comforting almost. It was just like a comfortable movie, and
I
it
like
felt it felt harmless.
I don't even remember who it was with, but I remember talking to someone when I was a kid about the third Amazing Spider-Man movie coming out.
I cannot
And I
relate.
was like, what are they gonna do? Like Gwen's dead.
I know I watched these two in theaters though. I remember that for sure.
Yeah.
But
But the
yeah,
Toby ones were my childhood, like as a kid.
yeah. I
Because at
had
this
them on like
point I had
VHS.
been introduced to the MCU. Because I'd watched the MCU from like the very beginning, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because my dad and my brothers liked it. And so then like yeah, it was like these weren't like definitively like because I already had MCU movies better.
Me and the MCU have a strange relationship because I wouldn't have called myself an MCU fan or called my childhood, but like I had seen almost every movie, so I don't know, like, and I knew they're connected. I just wouldn't call myself
Yeah,
a fan or anticipating them. I'd see the trailer and be like, "That looks good," and I'd see it. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, it's
And
because
then
like as a
after,
kid, you don't really know what's happening.
I guess that's true because I
Like,
like.
that's why I didn't remember, like, majority of the first phase. Like,
Mhm.
I had seen the movies multiple times. Like, I'd probably seen the first Captain America and the first Iron Man, like, 3 times before rewatching it again. Like, I've just seen them, like, multiple times. I remember those ones, but, like, other than that, I'd forgotten because I just watched them when I was so young that I, like, didn't really
The
know.
first movie I'd seen was Iron Man, but that was like at someone's house. Avengers I had on DVD. I still
Mhm.
have it, but the first one I saw in theaters I remember was Iron Man 3 with my dad. But I'd seen all like most of the other ones.
Yeah.
The only things like I remember the only ones I had to rewatch, like Infinity War got me hooked on the MCU, ironically, because that's like the climax of the MCU. But
Yeah.
like I'd seen all of them. The only ones I had to like rewatch was first two Thors. First Cap, I think. I had not seen yet until that point.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. Iron Man 2 maybe.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
I've seen, yeah, this isn't even important. It's just like,
I've
yeah, I'm just
I
trying to,
know. I've just been a huge MCU fan,
I
like,
know.
as a
Because
kid.
Star Wars has always been my like,
Yeah. Because all my costumes, like, for Halloween, they were all MCU things. I
yeah.
remember, like, I
I
had
mean,
so
Cameron
many.
was Black Panther. Like
Yeah.
we've been like Marvel fans, so.
And I collected, like, these Mighty Mug things.
Mhm.
I
I've
would
had toys for all these stuff. So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I've seen everything.
I remember I have a toy of, like, Obadiah, whatever, Stan.
Really?
Yeah.
I had this little
So
actually. I had
good.
the Daredevil one, which is funny because I'm watching the show finally. But
So good. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So we'll just wrap it up. So
Yeah.
coming out in the future. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna be so.
You're gonna be finishing Daredevil, I'm gonna be finishing Clone Wars.
Yeah. Are you gonna
Those
finish
are
that
fun.
tonight? Do you have time or no?
I don't know. I have to do Spanish still,
Oh
so
yeah, right. Who's Spanish?
I didn't finish Activity 28 or whatever it was called. It's like
I
4 months.
podcast listen to this. Anyway,
Uh,
yeah. So we got Clone Wars, and then Daredevil, Avatar, Breaking Bad. I don't know what else. We got stuff.
yeah, we have things.
WandaVision. That's still coming out weekly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mandalorian eventually. Once we get there.
uh,
Sequels. We gotta do that podcast. Dang.
that is true, but only weekends for Danny.
Whatever. All right. Plug it.
Okay. Go follow our Instagram and TikTok at podcast_time_times. Be linked in the description if you didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Um, subscribe if you like
Hmm.
what you saw. I mean, if you made it this far, then you probably liked it. So yeah, sub and then like it. Uh, comment what you want to see, because you know that'd be nice. Yeah. So okay. Uh, yeah, pretty much
Bye.
it. So, we're gonna end it, and we will be back in 2 days with another
Good night.
podcast. Good
Love
night.
you.
Just kidding. I don't know what time it is for you. I don't. I didn't say that. He said that.
I
Okay.
said it. Love you.
Bye.
Love
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.